Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Back to our regularly scheduled programming after yesterday. For those who missed it, I played Journey on stream yesterday. It was quite the experience. It was good. It was good. So if you missed it and you want to watch that, the VOD I actually turned into a highlight. So even after the VOD goes away, the highlighted video will still be up. So that'll just be up in perpetuity on Twitch. Trez, yeah, I did enjoy it. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was really fun. I've been thinking about it since yesterday, actually. I kind of want to do like a Journey screenshot stream where we just do studies from the environments in that game. Really, really pretty. It was good. It was good. Hey, Pyro Kitty, how you doing? Hey, Smurf. Good to see you too. Oh, not yeah. We all ever listen. Feathers, I think, are something that you can never study too much because they're very complex. All right, got my tea, got my water, ready to draw. How was everyone's weekend? I hope it was good. For anyone who hasn't been here before, we're going to be sketching today. It's kind of a sketch along, and if you'd like to participate, you can draw along with me. I always like to challenge people to try and draw for 30 minutes. It's like a good way to warm up the art muscles and get ready to launch into a day of creativity, right? And hopefully, if nothing else, you learn something, and worst case, you get inspired to do your own work. So I think it's a win-win. It's just one of those things that we all kind of have trouble making ourselves do. So doing this with accountability has helped me, and so I'm streaming that, and maybe it'll help you too. If you'd like to, you know, toss some sketches of any kind of warm-ups. If you're not feeling like doing wings today, you can do your own studies. As long as it's a study, drop it in the warm-up art section, and we'll share it on stream at the end. So that's the skinny on how it works. I should probably make a command about it. I might think about doing that. Anyway, yeah, no worries, Pyro Kitty. I'm honored that he wants to draw with us. I've been loving seeing his stuff. Thank you so much for connecting us. So we're almost doing just feathers in general. Yeah, so we're gonna do it kind of the way that we normally do it is we talk about anatomy first. So you can't really understand the wing and like how it like and how to put the feathers on there until you understand the anatomy of birds, the anatomy of the wing. So we're gonna start first with the anatomy. I have a really great, if you click that link at the top of chat, thanks again, Amaze, for pinning that. One of my favorite wing resources was actually made by an artist friend. Here, I'll link the pin directly in chat. This is the image I've clipped right here. It's an artist named CMF. I don't know if they still make a lot of art, but I met them years ago, back in the DeviantArt days, and seriously, to this day, one of the best like wing reference images that I've got. I posted this in my Discord too, if anyone doesn't have Pinterest, so you can always join the Discord, check in the stream events section, you'll see all the references I'll be using. I'll be using this one today. To start off with, and you feel free, I'm not going to read all this to you guys, but it's seriously a ton of good information, and it helps you think about the structure of the wing. She talks about like the different layers of the wing, like, and you know, how they turn, how to draw them. Like, it's really, really good stuff. Highly recommend checking this one out. Really, really good. And then the other one that I'm going to be using is this one. So it talks about the different types of wings and their purposes. You can see the different shapes. So like the gull wing is a very different shape than a pheasant's wing right here. So just kind of familiarizing yourself with like what the feathers look like for different purposes and like why they might be shaped that way, what that's good for. It'll just help you with your creature design, with your, you know, paleo art if you're doing that, or just general drawing skills. So anyway, these are the ones that I will be focusing on. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to do a bird. But the whole point, Smurf, is to, at least for me, when I get the most out of this is actually forcing myself to look at the anatomy of things and trying to ask myself questions. We're not just copying. I say this a lot. I'm not just talking to you, Smurf. I'm talking to anybody who's not done this before. The purpose of these studies is not just to copy the image. The purpose is to actually ask questions and learn from what you're studying. So feeling like understanding, like, you know, for example, why if the wing is shaped this way, like where do these feathers lay? Why do they fold on top of each other the way that they do? What does it look like on the top versus the bottom? So we're going to kind of break down all that stuff today. This is something I constantly need a refresher in. I'm by no means an expert. I just think it's a really helpful thing to look at. So for me, I'm going to start with just the basic anatomy of a bird. If you want to find other wing references like bird anatomy, there's lots of those in my Pinterest board, or you can go online and find some guys. Feel free to do something else. You don't have to do, like I said, you don't have to draw what I'm drawing, but that's what I'm going to be focusing on today. So just refamiliarizing myself with the anatomy of the wing. I'm going to loosely sketch this out just to get that shape down. Paying attention to this like little extra digit right there. These are finger bones right here, if anyone didn't know that. So they have hands just like we do. They have fingers just like we do. Wrist bones, that's this right here. So just thinking about all that stuff and how it connects to the shoulder blade. You can see some nice breakdowns of shoulder muscles here. Really great stuff. And this is, of course, the pectoral muscles. This is what's on the front of the bird, talking about how it's making that motion. So just thinking about that stuff can help you with your creature design. So I'm not going to do the whole bird, probably, but I think it is helpful to think a little bit about these muscles. So I might just sketch where those might go on this critter, just to help me think about it differently. And then I'm going to add some muscles as well, just looking at this muscle piece down here. So we've got 2 layers of muscle here. I've made it really small, it's hard to see. I mean, business today, Geiger. How do I? It's a big topic. Wings are really complex. I feel like feathered, like the way feathers layer and how the anatomy of the wing works is really complex. So personally, I don't think you can look at it enough, but that's just me. I lost my big picture. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So one thing I like to point out, we'll talk about this too, is if you look at the underside view of the wing versus the above side view, this is called the ventral, and this is the dorsal. So dorsal is the back, ventral is the underside. Notice the way that the feathers stack. We'll talk about this in a little bit too, but you can see this echoed on any wing picture that you look at. This lead primary feather right here is always going to be stacked at the bottom of the wing. So because it's underneath all these, that's how the wind hits it so it can lift. But then when you look at the underside, you got to remember to draw that one first and then stack the others behind it because they're on top. I always flip those. So I pointed out just to say, hey, look, all these feathers do that. It's not just this one. So it's just helpful stuff to keep in mind. Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in a minute, though. And also, a ray of sun. Hello, hello. How are you? It's good to see you. Feather overlap. It seems minor, but like when you're drawing something, and if you just kind of do this for wings, and you're not really thinking about whether that's top or bottom, it's weird how it makes a difference. Like you wouldn't think that it does, but when you're drawing a wing, you know, it's like here's my wing shape or whatever, and it has feathering on it. Drawing those feathers on top, even if you do them super detailed, it's just gonna look weird. If this is like the back of your wing, right? Like if this is the back of your animal. I don't know. Oh yeah, I botch it all the time, Amaze. Don't feel bad. I constantly have to remind myself which way it goes. How you doing today, by the way, Geiger? Just wing it. I see what you did there. I see Amaze has already passed you the appropriate amount of cheese for that. Thank you. Oh, hey, Mayor of Canada. How you doing? Man, everybody in my chat has been talking about Amaranth lately. What the heck? I've like never heard of this person before, and I feel like they've been mentioned like 3 times. You can't nose for the life of you? Like noses are hard too? Yeah, it depends. I mean, looking at reference is always going to help you figure it out, you know? Imagine that many people reading in. I cannot. Is that a normal amount? Because that feels like a lot. I don't even know what that would be like. And I also don't know that that would be my crowd, based on what little I know. Anyway. But I also wanted to point out just the different... I always forget the names of the feathers, so I'm going to try and work on that today. Yeah, I would evaporate. I would just crawl under the table and be like, you guys do what you're going to do. I'll be down here. Like, it would be a bad time. Anyway, so we've got the tertials. I didn't know that that's what those were called. Interesting. Primary is secondary. The coverts, which are the ones that go on top. And then, of course, the tertials. The which I guess these are the shoulder blade feathers. I did not know this had a special name. Learn something new every day. I'm gonna pull this over again just to talk about it for a second. But yeah, I'm not gonna like write this down and study like this today, but just it's important to maybe keep some of this in mind so that you know, it's just, if no other reason, that you can remember what you're missing in your wing feathering, right? So you've got your underwing coverts, which coverts are just anything that kind of, they're like these soft, smaller feathers that sort of cover things. You got your primaries here. I don't see... Yeah, so these are the primary feathers right here. You can see them right there. The secondaries you're going to see on the top because they it's this row right here. And then all of these are underwing coverts. So you still have the same, like, similar layering, but they just have the same name, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to look more into this. But yeah, it might be helpful to keep that in mind. The alula is a great word, by the way. And that's the word for the little tiny bit. It's like the finger feathers, or feather, depending on the bird. So it's like this part that has its own little, like, feathering. And you can usually see it, like, right there's this one. You'll see it a lot in artistic renderings of wings. Like, here it is right here, the alula. So fun to say. Anyhow, look at all these borbs. Look at all these wing shapes. Look at all these flight patterns. This is a great sheet. And of course, this is designed ultimately to help you design fantasy creatures, which they were talking about griffins and things. But you can see how it just makes a difference when you understand what's going on in the wing. So, anyhow, highly recommend checking that sheet out. Let's pull up an actual bird picture, though, now that we've talked about the anatomy a little bit. I'm gonna do a fun perspective here. Trying to focus just on wings. This feels like a good angle. And I can see all the different sections that we just talked about. So we've got our primaries, our secondaries, all that stuff. What am I drawing today? I'm drawing wings and stretching. Sorry, I hadn't stretched yet. Okay. Owls are cool. I agree. Maybe we'll do some owl wings. I think owls have really cool wings too. Like some birds, it feels like their coverts are like more intense than others, and so you don't get like that hard defined feather line that you do on a lot of birds. Like songbirds are hard for me because I feel like their feathers are also stumpy compared to these larger birds. It can be a little tough. And they definitely aren't, they don't have this same shape, and we'll look at that in a little bit. I have no idea what pop culture reference you are referring to, Mayor of Canada. I'm so sorry. I am, as always, pop culture swine. One thing I wanted to point out is there's I think it's 10, right? Let me look at that image again. I want to say that there's 10 primary feathers on each wing. Oh, I keep losing my picture. Hold on. Where is it? You would think 3 screens would be enough. Yeah. So we've got 10 primary feathers. So you can see them counted off. See how there's like different sections? You can almost see it separated right here. So like here's this section, and then you can see once they start getting that kind of longer point, these are the primaries. So there should be 10 primary feathers on each wing, which is very cool. Okay, so let's see if I'm gonna see if I can count them off on this one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. And you can see the overlap right here when that second set of feathers, that second grouping of feathers is kind of overlapping slightly, because these primaries are actually going to tuck underneath these. So if this were to go down here, it would look like this, right? And that's what we see right here. These are the primaries all stacked on top of each other. Then you've got your secondaries, which are these, that grouping right there. And then of course you've got your coverts. So they fold, they kind of fold like your hand going under your forearm. So think about it that way. Everything stacks. So these are always the feathers that are going to be on top. So if I were to draw a wing, you know, it would kind of go like this, right? Basically it cascades. And you think about your two groups. So you got your coverts, your secondaries, and your primaries. And you can see that right here. So that's what we're going to be thinking about as we're drawing today. I'm not going to break that down on every image, but it's also a reminder for me. Like, I need this refresher. It's not just for you guys. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one stacks. So it's just important stuff to remember. And you can even see the layering really nicely right here. I keep using a black, and I should use a red. I'm just going to trace them, but you guys can hopefully see that on whatever image you're working on. So as you're doing these studies, maybe challenge yourself to just like look for that stuff and see if you can identify the parts of the wing. Because every time you do that, you're asking questions. You're not worried about copying the image. You're worried about studying the image, right? And that's going to help you remember this stuff for later. Like, this is how you get that recall so that you can apply this in your next drawing. Just practicing it and looking for it and studying it in your images. This is such a fun angle. So I'm trying to think about my sections, like thinking about why I'm drawing the shapes that I'm drawing. I'm thinking about what that bone looks like under here. Like, here's that shoulder blade, and here's the one over here. There's that little finger, the little digit. Like, think about all that stuff, you know? Don't just copy. And then again, we talked about this pretty recently. I feel like we must have done birds pretty recently. Because I remember talking about these tail feathers stacking the same way not too long ago. But you can see the body coming out here, and then we got these tail feathers. So in the same way that the primary feather is stacked underneath to help that, like that end primary feather basically is at the bottom of the stack. Same thing with the tail, except for that middle tail feather is going to be the kind of the one that they're all pushing against. So you can see it kind of right here. And then you can see how the others stack underneath it. So that's basically what I'm gonna draw. Stack, stack, stack. I'm trying to look at the shape and the way that they stack too. But the point is I'm not just drawing the outline of this and then filling it in later. I'm trying to think about what I'm actually looking at as I'm drawing the whole thing. And again, I'm not really super concerned that they don't look exactly the same. That's not the point for me. You can't unhear there's a bathroom on the right when listening to Bad Moon Rising. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Oh, there's a bathroom on the right instead of a Bad Moon on the Rise? Well, that's a shame. Now that's what I'm gonna hear, Amaze. Alright, let's find more wings. Here's another really good one. Gosh, there's so many good. Here's another really good one that talks about the sections of the wings. I'll go ahead and link this in chat as well if anyone's interested. And it does the really handy thing where they're all colored differently, so you can actually like pick out what you're looking at. And it really goes into like naming all of them, right? So here's that ventral view. So this is our underarm view. And then of course we have the dorsal right here, which is the behind view. But you can see they've colored everything in a way that helps you map it, right? So here's those alula feathers, those ones that come on the tip, and you can see them right there on the edge. Really handy, really handy. I like this one a lot too. I do think it's funny that they put them on a human, but to be fair, that's what a lot of people use wings for, is for attaching them to fantasy images, so this is funny. Talks about musculature, all that stuff. Oh my gosh, I don't need to hear this song right now. Can't take the parody songs this morning. Alright, finding another good wing reference. Let's see. Let's go back to the avian. section. Let's do one more that just focuses on the wings. Ooh, this is a good one. Oh, here's another important thing to think about when you're thinking about wings. Some birds, not all, but some birds have these little spurs on their wings. You see them more, they're more distinct in like waterfowl, I believe. But they have these little, like, it's almost like a claw. It's a very dinosaurian, like if you've ever doubted if birds are dinosaurs, guys. This is a little leftover like claw, basically. But they have wing spurs. You see them in like ducks and geese, I think, a little more often. Oh my gosh, look at this. What the heck is that? See, this is the problem with Pinterest, guys. Anyway, so think about that too. Especially, maybe look up what kind of birds you're drawing to see if the one that you're drawing has those. Maybe it's something you can incorporate. Hey, Shura! Thanks for that lurk. I appreciate you, friend. Hope you're having a good day. Here's an image that just has these isolated sections, and you can see the primary section here, the secondary section. It's really nicely defined. Might do a quick sketch of this one. But I thought this would be a good one to study for today since it is Smaugust. Maybe some of you are participating, doing some creature design this month, some dragon designs. A lot of dragons have wings, you know? It's a good thing to throw in. Yeah, notice you can see the overlapping here. So we've got these leading feathers are, I'm gonna use red again so you guys can see better, but these leading feathers are all stacked sort of underneath the ones that come behind. So these are the ones that are gonna be on top, and then when you're drawing, basically you can just like, keeping that in mind, you don't have to draw it exactly, but you can get the same impression by just making sure you stack from inside out, essentially, and then do the opposite on this side. So you're stacking from outside in, so it'd be this way. So, I don't know. This line this way, this line that way, basically. Something to keep in mind. Hey, Paradox Moose, how you doing? Good to see you. Long time no see. Kidding, of course. I hope you had fun yesterday. Thanks for hanging out with me during the game stream. I'm sorry to everybody who hung out for yesterday's stream that I couldn't keep up with chat. I wasn't able to like alternate between the two screens very easily, so I missed a lot. I did go back last night and rewatch parts of the stream, and all the games that were suggested I did add to that list. So I don't know if we'll do another one anytime soon, but I wouldn't rule it out that we might do another game stream sometime. So thank you for anyone who hung out or suggested things. How's your day going, Moose? Gosh, that's such a cute little emote. Oh, sure. I mean, I definitely really liked Journey. I think if I did other, like looking at the list of games that people had already requested, I definitely think I'd like to lean more into like the artistic games, I suppose, like things that have really nice environments. I kind of thought about, I was thinking about the only other time I've ever played a game that had like MMO type interactions like that, or like another player can play with you, was this game called The Endless Forest. Has anybody played that? It has been like over a decade since I've played it, but I think my account still exists, and maybe we could do that sometime. It is a very scenic, very like, I don't know, there's not even really a story, you're just kind of, it's almost like an interactive screensaver. I think that was how it was envisioned, but that was a really fun one that I enjoyed. That's kind of what parts of Journey reminded me of. Alright, I'm trying to think about my feather stacking here so it goes opposite. There we go. See, I forget all the time with this stuff. And I also want to note the like the unique shape of this wing. Like, see how it kind of is, it's kind of rugged on the bottom. These bottom feathers, I forget what they're called. I need to study this stuff more, frankly. I may just off stream do a little bit of like sketchbook studying and just take notes. But yeah, you can see it's got like a different shape to it. It's a little more jagged looking, and we'll look more at wing shapes here in a minute too. But yeah, I was looking at the list of stuff that people recommended, and I feel like games like Katamari Damacy would be fun still, or maybe Okami. It's a little more story heavy, but I think it'd be a very long one. It would be like a multiple session game. I like the idea of playing stuff that I don't have to worry about continuing the story and leaving people hanging or whatever. So like Journey was great for that. It was just like a 2-hour game. Beautiful. Maybe we'll do a replay sometime where I go through and try to get all the things I missed. Or something. I don't know. But like Katamari would be an easy one to pick up and put down and not have to worry. Endless Forest would be good for that. So yeah, anything along those lines. Hey Santroa, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I hope you're having a good day at work. I appreciate the lurk and work. Oh, here's a really nice series of images. Sing along to my stereo. Oh. I really need to make a whole category for parrots. I have not done a good job. Oh, here's a lovely image that shows really nice delineation of these feather types. And if anybody wants to draw the whole bird, of course, feel free. I'm just trying to study the sections for myself today. It's gonna be maybe a less cool looking study series. But feel free to go as intense or as not intense as you'd like. I really need to... Hold on. It's driving me crazy that I don't know what these are called. Let me see if I can get a good shot of this image here. I really need to learn it. Hey Smiley, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We are studying wings today. I'm getting pretty specific on the wings. You guys feel free to do what you will. Shoot, where did it go? There it is. Your mind in the sun, so much more. Reclaim your... Oh, thanks. I don't think I have saved. Just got too into it. We jumped right into it today, guys. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick screenshot here. This is a little hard to see, but I'm gonna keep this handy. Maybe I'll just stick it right here for now. Stick it over here. So we've got the lesser wing coverts, the median wing coverts, the elula, one of my favorite new words, primary coverts, and they've got them all color-coded here. Secondary coverts, primaries, and secondaries. So very cool. I love it. There's a lot of different pieces, you know? Do a VOD later, but yeah, I got a griffin working. Yeah, no, exactly. It's super helpful for creature design. Centroic, if you haven't already, click that link at the top, or I'll just link you directly to. There's a really good reference image that I've been pulling up quite a bit today already. I mean, there's quite a few that are good, but specifically geared toward. Here, I'll give you the direct link if you want it. It's at the bottom of that anatomy reference, but specifically geared toward creature design. If you go to the very bottom, it shows how they apply all this to griffin design. It's by an artist named CMF that I've followed for a long time. I need to follow up with them. I really haven't seen them post much lately. I'm not sure. They may have gone into, honestly, they may have gone into more like science fields. I wouldn't be surprised based on this thing that they made back in like college, maybe high school. But it's really, really good. Highly recommend checking that out. And that is pinned on my Pinterest board. It makes you think the He-Man cartoon. Never seen it. Well, I've seen like a few, but I'm not sure why it would remind you. It's been a long time. Dragon wings. Yeah, absolutely could be dragon wings. Dragons can have feathers. Smiley, for sure. Boneless wings, Mayor of Canada. Don't make me hungry. Alright. Let's, I just wanted to look at this to... I want to learn this stuff so that I know what I'm talking about as I'm looking. Let's just move it right down here. See if I can figure this out. I'm gonna try and make a drawing that I label here. I just love how you can see the different sections so clearly on this picture. And I feel like there are some birds that it's easier to see than others. Let me pull up a heron. Heron also, and a cormorant, you guys. Holy cow. Go look at, I have a whole section on my avian page for cormorants because they are so distinctive. Let's see. I just really love the way their wing shapes are. Let's see, where is it? Seabirds. It's under the seabird section, but we have anhinga, cormorants, boobies, and gannets. But look at these beautiful segmented images. Like, you really couldn't ask. You couldn't ask for a better. Look at this. I mean, you can see everything so... I think I even drew this one recently, so I'm not going to use that one. Anyway, good stuff. It's like the cormorants specifically, it's almost like they want you to draw them. Like they are intentionally posing in these just beautiful, picturesque ways that I adore them. Ugh, you're so pretty. How are you this pretty? Love it. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by all these pretty images. Through the park. It's just not a direct shot. I was trying to find one that was like super straight on. That's a good one. Smile tenderly. There we go. Nope, that's still that same image. What the heck? Sorry, my copy function is not working. There we go. Anyway, you can just see them really clearly defined. Let's put it right here. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I'm so slow, guys. It is hard to have patience with them, Smorf, for sure. It is hard. And don't feel like you have to go fast. If you spend the whole study session just doing one image, one study, that's part of why, I don't know if I wrote my mantra up here. Yeah, I did. Part of why this is the mantra, to get the bad drawings out. They say it takes 1,000 bad drawings to make a good one, right? So this is why we're here. We're trying to get to those good drawings, you know? And that's okay. That's okay, Smorf. The fact that you're doing a study at all means that you're taking steps toward becoming better at what you want to be drawing, you know? Like, it's still good. It's okay. If it helps you, at least the way I think of it, like when I'm drawing this one, for example, I'm gonna start off by drawing these big sections. I'm not worried about the feather details. So it's kind of like the same when we do, and maybe you've already done this, so please just ignore me if this is not information that you need, but if you check your shape anatomy first and you kind of think of it in sections and just kind of lightly draw that stuff in, it's going to help you place stuff as you go. At least for me, that's what I have found. So I'm not worried about super accuracy. Kind of like you said, just slapping in those shapes. Shapes and starting with form and structure is always going to be a helpful way to do it. So I'm thinking about those primaries right there, those primary sections, these secondaries here that are It's beautiful how you can see them sort of stacking slightly as this bird is folding its wings a little bit. Really, really, I don't know, it's just a really gentle sort of a motion that I enjoy. So I want to make sure that I get that shape a little bit more accurate. So nice. And then that also gives me a chance just to sit here and like take a step back and look at it and be like, okay, this is too short. Maybe. And I'm thinking too about that anatomy. Again, I'm like, okay, why is there a shadow here? Oh, because I can literally see this arm, that bone that we drew up here, this shape. I can see that right here in the folding of this wing. It's like that there's a muscle and a tendon here that's the wing is pulling back, so it's casting this shadow. Like I can ask myself those questions and it will help me as I'm making my drawing be like, okay, this is maybe far forward, this is a little further back, and I can think more about what's going on under the feathers before I actually draw the feathers. To me, this is the difference between studying and copying. At least I think so. I could be absolutely mistaken, but the important thing is to study what helps you, you know? Focus on what you're struggling with and maybe ask some questions about what's going on to help you clarify. Why is my music so quiet today? Can you guys hear anything? Never go that far, could you leave me with the sky? I'm afraid now that the next song's gonna be too loud. Fine, baby, minus wine, I'll never give you mine. Feeling that I be the bad girl, nobody buys the same. Doesn't that hit too close to home? Way things could have gone. Everyone wants a little more. And again, I'm noticing that feather stacking. So I can see it really nicely in this image. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's so interesting when you know to look for those things, like 10 primary feathers. They stack from back to front, you know, all that kind of stuff. It just helps you break down what you're looking at a little, at least for me. That's what I find. And then it looks like they start to get a little more jagged around the 6th feather. So I'm going to add a little point here. I wonder if these have 10 as well. So again, I'm still seeing it like it's stacking from top to bottom. So like these feathers are all on top of the ones below them, and then these ones are all on top of the ones next to them, moving from back to end. So again, you don't have to get caught up in drawing like every single little feather. You can just go, you can imply those shapes, you know? You don't have to draw every single one to make it look nice and detailed. Just remember those rules from top to bottom and from out to inside to out. For the top, for this is the dorsal, right? The dorsal view. These are both dorsal. And then it's the opposite for the ventral or the underneath view. But again, you can see those tail feathers stacking really nice. Draw all the feathers. No. That's not what I'm saying. Unless you want to. You sure can if you want to. I think that's a little overwhelming, personally. Another thing I like to think of is if you look closely at feathers, like they almost look like scales. And I found this out relatively recently. There's some theories that they actually are like hyper advanced scales because technically birds are reptiles, right? Like if you want to get super technical with the taxonomy, they are under the reptile family. So it's kind of interesting to think about it that way. Which is again why I think it's really easy to translate those into like a dragon design. Like you could easily transition from scales into feathers, you know? Like if I was gonna, I could turn that into scaling and then make them slowly turn into points and quills and feathers and all that stuff. So, I don't know. Fun to think about that stuff. You give up right now, Smorf. You know what? congratulations for even attempting it. This is not an easy topic to tackle. This is an intimidating one. So, you know, you did it for today, and if you feel like coming back to it another time, maybe think about, or just, you know, just read some of those things, you know, help familiarize your brain with how that stuff layers, and I think it'll make it easier every time you do it, you know. It's definitely taken me years to get to a point where I feel even moderately proficient, and I always feel like I learn something every time I do a wing study, so. Somebody just, where in the Discord? Post it in the warm-up art section. Yeah, under the stream events, or like the stream events category, I think is what it's called. Maybe I'm wrong. I actually should probably know this, yeah. Yeah, it's, warm-up art under the stream events section. It's toward the top. And thank you for participating. I hope it was at least a little helpful. If nothing else, sometimes just doing something like this with others, and just we all kind of accept that we're going to be making bad drawings, and we're just trying to get them out together, it's okay, you know? Like, that's what being an accountability buddy is all about. So congratulations on your art gym workout today. See, it's hard to get to the gym, you know? I sure struggle. Yeah, warm-up art. No, there is not a warm-up art showcase. There's a monthly art showcase, but that is a different thing. So yeah, you can always read the pin at the top if you're not sure. But it's the warm-up art section. Yep. I'm trying really hard to make sure that's differentiated from the two. But yeah, that's the monthly art showcase is where you put like one piece, and at the end of the month we'll look at all of them. So, or I guess at the start of the new month, really. Yeah, I'm struggling with this one too. It's also kind of a blurry image, I think is not helping, but I just really like the stacking. It's like that first mile when you go running. Yes, it's so true. That's a really, see, that's why this whole workout analogy works really well for these. That's another way to put it. Although for me, Geiger, even getting to that first mile, that is the goal. Like I don't run past that. The mile is the goal. But they say if you're a runner, that is how that feels. Is that first mile is hard to get through, and then you can push through it and somehow persevere. That has never been my personal experience. I'm gonna turn this down slightly. I feel like the music got loud again. Are you a runner, Geiger? I'm definitely not. I actually found out recently that I should not be running. So. Which I'm not sad about because I hate running. But it's a good analogy still. You do your best, you're not that fast. That's okay. I don't think speed is the goal, or at least it shouldn't be. I think having speed as the goal, isn't that how people hurt themselves? But I think it makes a difference probably if you've been doing it your whole life versus if you're starting running when you're older. I think that's a little harder. Trying to remember the layers, the stacking, right? So I got my stacking from the outside, or from the inside out. See, I get it wrong. I always have to look. Trying to follow my little guidelines here for these secondary sections. The only time I ever really ran Geiger was when I was trying to get ready for 14ers in the summers. And then I got a hip injury, like a running injury on both hips. Like, I don't know if I tore muscles on both sides at the same time or what happened, but it was not fun. That was 2 years ago, and I had to go to all these, like, MRIs and specialists. Turns out I have this weird thing going on with my hips, and I shouldn't be running in the first place. And that's probably why I injured myself. So I'm like, darn. Don't have to run anymore. Shoot. Although I do kind of miss a little bit of jogging, not because I enjoyed it, but because I think it is a really good way to... It's just a quick way to increase your cardio. And it was always a good way to build up endurance for doing mountains. May I ask why not? No, not asthma. Yeah. Alright, there we go. I think I stacked them correctly. Wait, did I do it wrong? No, I did it. Okay, I did it right. See, I always confuse myself. I always do this. That's why I have to check. That's why these are helpful. Yeah, apparently it's not just Labradors and large dogs that can get hip dysplasia. Apparently that's also a thing humans can have. So apparently that's a thing I was born with and did not know until I hurt myself. But yeah, I never really experienced that runner's high that people always talk about. Like, it was never an enjoyable thing for me, and I wonder if that's why. Like, I always felt every single step of it, and I always hated running. I would do it if I had to. I liked playing soccer as a kid, and so I would run to get the ball and, like, be competitive. Like, that was fine, but for me, I don't know. I used to joke, but it wasn't really a joke. Like, hey, I'm not late, and I'm not being chased, so why am I running? I was like, this always felt so pointless to me. That's just how my brain thought about running. But you know, if other people enjoy it, that's great. Good for them. I'm glad that they can. I just never found a way to enjoy it at all. It was always awful. I always couldn't wait for it to be over. I can see in theory how it could be meditative. I just never personally achieved that state. Okay. Man, that was complex. So let's see what we've got here. We've got the lesser wing coverts and the median wing coverts. So this is that group, this is that group. So something that can be helpful, like you can see how this person didn't draw every single feather. They just drew the edge of each section of these feathers. So you can think about it that way. Instead of having to feeling like you have to draw every single feather. Like if I was going to draw this, I see the lesser wing coverts right here. I see that first stack. I see the second stack, which kind of follows the elbow right there. So we see that elbow shape. You can actually see it right there. See? So it's right there. And we've got the secondary coverts, which are these, I think, right here. And they're going to be different in each species. Like you can see this one, they're a little more straight and uniform, and in this one they sweep down quite a bit more. You know, they fall back into that area. Anyway, it's fun to look at. You started running at an early age, chasing Russell. That's funny. Shin splints make you a good walker. There you go. There you go. Yeah, we got our secondaries. So I'm going to use these colors actually to maybe break it down. Here's the secondaries. Here's the primaries. We've got the primary coverts, which are the ones on top of that cover the primary. So I always think of coverts as covers. I used to call them coverlets actually, because that's what I thought they were called, but it helped me remember what they do. So we got the secondary coverts, which just go on top. So we have secondary coverts, primary coverts. And these are the things that when it buckles in, see how those colors are stacked on top of each other. But I don't know, sometimes it's like, here we got these median wing coverts that are really big in this species. That's that middle section. And then of course we've got the lesser. And then this one shows the alula. I wonder if that's this part right here, like these two feathers. It's hard to tell because this picture is also kind of blurry, but helpful to look at. All right, let me do another one here. Actually, let's do an albatross or something with like massively different wing shapes. Oh, thank you, Pyro Kitty. I shall hydrate. I don't know if that counts. That's kind of a T. This part of me was always you. Yeah, eat some food, eat some food. Thanks for lurking. I'm gonna look at an albatross wing. This is gonna be under the seabird section. I just kind of reorganized my avian board. I'm not finished yet, but I did try to fix it a little. But let's see if we can identify these feather shapes in an albatross wing, because I feel like this will be really tricky. Oh, hey, Blue Skittle, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you for that hydrate. I will get to that in just a second. Hopefully you never had to be in a wheelchair. No, I didn't have to be in a wheelchair. No. It was just basically felt like I had torn my two muscles. Like, I don't know if you've ever been on a hip adductor or abduction machine, but you know those muscles on the sides of your hips, those little tiny ones that kind of help your legs, like, do this motion? think those are the ones that I ended up tearing. So it was just painful, and it made it awkward to sleep and painful to sleep and walk for like a week. But I still actually they still twinge a little bit. The doctor said it could take like up to 2 years to heal, which I think the 2-year anniversary is coming up in October. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that we're at the end of it. But I do try to be careful because I don't want to re-tear it. But I do probably need to start building it back up. Headed back to work. All right, Suntroa, thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your shift. Hope it goes well. Let me close some of these. I have so many pins open right now. Wait, where'd my albatross pin go? What the monkey? Turns out that albatross wings are very hard to photograph. Oh, here we go. Sort of. I was gonna try and break it down, but maybe it's just too big. Maybe I'll just do it on a smaller... Do it on like a gull or something, or a petrel. Ooh, here's a nice one. Oh, here we go. Nice. That's not the truth, and now I'm losing you. Okay, you can kind of see it on this one. Let's do this one. I'm tired of looking. Alright. So you can see this wing shape is drastically different than this wing shape. That was kind of the main thing I was looking for to talk about. You still have all the same sections, right? But the feathers are all shaped super differently. And to be fair, some of this could be the angle of the image, but look how short these primaries are compared to how long they are in this bird, and how differently shaped they are. See, they're almost triangular and long here. These are very short. These are long, broad wings that are basically just for extended flight. Like, these animals are animals that sometimes stay on the wing for years, versus this needs to be able to maneuver a little bit more. You can still see all those same sections, right? So we see the primaries here, the secondaries here, primary coverts, secondary coverts. They're just in different places, right? So something to think about. Herons are another really good one to study, I think. Arting along, I'm glad you're doing well, Skittle. Thanks for being here. Hey, Mirror Stepper, how are you? Good to see you. Hopefully we didn't scare you too much with Journey. You did come in at a scary moment there last night. Or yesterday afternoon for me. I don't know what time it is for you there. I'm gonna do a quick study of these. Got my sections here, thinking about those as I draw this. I just love how you can really distinctly see these wing shapes in cormorants. I feel like if anyone is wanting to get more confident about their wing studies, go look at some gannets and cormorants and anhingas. They have these really, really like stark wings, you know? I'm glad you weren't too scared off. Is there physical therapy? Yeah, so I did some physical therapy for like 6 months last year, and I have those exercises. I probably should be doing them more to strengthen those muscles, and that's kind of, it's on my to-do list, really. Much like going to the art gym, going to the actual gym is hard. I sometimes need accountability, but I do have a yoga mat over here. In theory, I could use to do some of that stuff here in the studio. Maybe I'll do that after we stream. I really need to. Thank you for the reminder. Look at all these little scraggly little feather fluffs. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I'm trying to, as I draw this, think about why the feathers look the way that they do. So we got these coverts here that are a little bit longer in the back, which is interesting. So to see how they sort of like, I can see them sort of connecting to the back right here. It's very, very interesting. Much longer, I guess more shapely. I'm not really sure the word I'm looking for. It's just an interesting shape. I should probably do some that are folded as well, now that I think of it. I've only done extended wings today, so I'll find a folded one to do here in a sec. But yeah, just trying to think about those sections as you draw, I think, is helpful. Good for memory, building that muscle memory. Stumpy little feathers, though. That is so interesting. And remember, the leading primary from the top is always stacked underneath. For some reason, it's always really hard for me to draw and get correct. Hey, Erie Cass, how you doing? Grinding on your college diploma. Oh, dang. Well, good luck with that. Hope it's going well. Study hard. All that good stuff. Oh, looks like we have an ad break. Let's do some stretches while we are in ads, guys. Oh, thanks, Maze. Oh, I don't think I did a stretch today. Definitely want to stretch out my hands after all that keyboard gaming yesterday, playing Journey. It's definitely not a motion my hands are used to. Felt a little stiff and awkward. Do some posture checks. Straighten and curve your back. You can even get your neck involved if you want to fix your neck posture. Ugh. Okay. Slightly more upright. I do feel like I hunch a lot more when I'm at my at-home studio. Like, it's a little easier for me to sit up straight here because I have more room and my canvas is sort of up at eye level. But with the Huey on, it's like right here below me, so I constantly find myself like hunching a lot more when I'm working from home. I need to figure out a way to I need to maybe get a different stand, honestly. For the Huey on, we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna do a folded wing. What time is it? It is 11. So I'm gonna go for another 20 minutes, and then we will look at what you guys drew. And feel free to post any studies you're doing. They don't have to be wing studies. Again, that's just what I chose to study today. You certainly don't have to. Crack spine, oh gosh. Careful, Maze. Yeah, I need to raise mine for sure. I think it does help a lot. Since I can't get a standing desk, I think the next best thing would be to adjust the monitor. Ooh, look at this barn owl. This is an interesting wing pose. And you can like really see these different sections of the wing here. See, again, you can see actually how the coverts like fold over and how this secondaries fold over the primary. It's really, really nice. Yeah, let's do this one. Or I'm gonna do this one. You guys do what you want, but I love this. I might color this one. There's some really nice colors on this wing. Haven't done a color study yet, so. But again, I'm thinking about all the stuff we've talked about. I'm thinking about like, where are the bones in here? Where are the muscles? What are the sections of feathering that I'm seeing? So you can also, if you spend enough time looking, you know, like this is the wrist. So that means the elbow is here, shoulder is here, hands are here. So just thinking about that helps me think about how like these feathers are the ones that are bunched up. These are the secondary coverts bunched up right here on top of that elbow. Actually, these are the secondary coverts. What are these? Oh, these might be the median wing coverts. Anyway, fun to think about. Helpful to think about. We have it all. So I'm going to draw my little arm sections here. You can see those primary, secondary, median, all that stuff. Get my proportions right before I go in for details. Trying to be a good artist. Follow my own advice today. Such a cool pose. I don't know where the tail feathers are. I think they might be tucked in a way that you just can't see them here. But it's a really cool pose. I love that you can see these wings behind sort of dropped. It's really, really nice. I just love how you can see these slowly like folding over each other. It's really pretty. And again, you can ask questions about like, what am I seeing here? Well, these are the feathers, I think. Either on the back or even on the other wing, potentially sort of stacked. You can see how this one's on top, this one's on bottom. Makes me think it's the other wing, but I could be wrong. It is a really cool look though. And again, it's like, see like in here, see how soft these coverlets are? It's almost hard to tell where one feather ends and another begins. But if you look closely, you can see the little scaling sections. But there's the kind of soft, I guess, filament or feather particle, I don't know what you call them. The bits of the feathers, they're so soft with owls because they are silent flyers, supposedly. You know, that's what they're called. Because of the way that their feathers are. So I wonder if that's part of that. It's just the smoothness of it all. Makes it to where you don't hear them flying. I'm trying to, Smiley. It's here. I don't use it that often, but it is here in theory. If I wanted to use it, I'd try to keep it handy. You can actually see this. It's interesting now that we've talked about it so much. You can actually see that this owl is landing kind of funny because this primary feather is actually tucked behind, but you can see where it's trying to be tucked in front. Right here, you can see the edges of that feather, and then it's like the feathers kind of got maybe a muscle twitched or something, and they got kind of overlapped oddly, because this one's trying to go in the wrong place right there. It's kind of funny. So this should not be. You can see right there it's being cut off by the other one. But that's a really funny observation. Maybe it lost its balance a little bit landing on this trunk. But you can see these two are overlapped correctly. It's just this front one. I'm gonna fix it actually. It looks too weird in the drawing. I'm just gonna draw it the way it should be. Remember, they should stack this way when you're looking at the Or no, wait. Hold on. Maybe that is correct. Maybe it's this one that's wrong. No, I had it right the first time. Yeah, this one should be on top. Okay. Yeah, something funny happened there. Okay, I'm gonna color this guy. And then this is your, you know, roughly 5-minute warning if you were wanting to be a part of the show, the showing portion of this. I'll be showing those images in about 5 minutes. I cannot hear this song at all. Would you say that's the worst pain you've ever... No, I don't think so. I broke my arm when I was 12. I remember that being pretty dang painful. No, it was... I mean, I ran through it, which probably didn't help. I thought it was one of those pains that just kind of works itself out, because that has happened while running a few times. It was like a muscle soreness, but no, I should have stopped. For sure. Definitely probably did not help it by continuing the run. I think it was like the 1.5 mile marker. Yeah, I had just overdone it. I had just gotten done climbing a 14er a few days prior. And so I was kind of trying to use that to kickstart my running season because I hadn't run in a while. There's a lot of things. Like I just jumped into too much activity too quickly and yeah. It's easy to get away with that when you're a teenager, but it's not as easy to get away with it as you get older, so. That was just bad decision making. Save. Thank you, Mace. Have saved. Let's use a different brush here. Hey PJ, 1 to 10 rating on the game. Oh, you mean on Journey yesterday? Oh, definitely a 10. That was really fun. I've been thinking about it like since yesterday. I've been thinking about Journey. It was good. It was a really good game. I'm really glad that you guys recommended it. It's a good first game for Twitch, I think. My very timid foray into Twitch gaming. Love you better now. Hopefully you guys had fun watching me play. At the very least, I'm sure some of you enjoyed the jump scare that I did not think was going to happen. Thought it was a jump scare free zone. It was not. Journey has a jump scare. I did have fun. It was a very pretty game. It was really cool that that random Journey player found me and joined in. That was unexpected. I didn't actually know it was a cooperative game. Like, I didn't know you could do that in Journey, so that was like a really fun surprise for me. Had no idea. This is a really nice brush for shading. I'm gonna add that to favorites for sure. Playing with the Skittle brushes again. Yeah, I've heard arm wrestling is pretty dangerous for stuff like that. Lots of broken arm, bad fractures. When I learned that, I stopped arm wrestling in high school. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Very risk averse sometimes. Selectively risk averse. Probably not risk averse enough on a mountain, but non-adventurous risk I'm not willing to take. Interesting to look at these patternings too. Let's do a little study of that. Oh, thanks, Amaze. I shall hydrate. Alright, putting the finishing touches on these. Then I think we'll be looking at what you guys have drawn. So last call, if you wanted to get a sketch in for today. No rush though, if you're still working. If you wanted to kind of refine yours more, feel free to keep working on it and just post it in there when you're done. And I'll be happy to share it on screen tomorrow during the warm-up stream then. So no pressure. He's a friend of mine. It's me, my dreams for free. Light up the sun. Ran away from his face. Could be a movie star. I could get out this way. You heard a great theory that Piano Man's actually playing a gay bar, but the singer is too young to realize it. Oh, really? I feel like, what's his name? Billy Joel would be able to clarify that. Whenever I hear Piano Man, I basically just think about, like, how dead end you feel working at a bar. Like, just the grind of, like, to me it seems more like he's just singing about, like, lost dreams and people who have goals and just never can escape the grind. It's very much a picture of, I don't know, like a sad dive bar. If you've ever been to a sad dive bar. But that could just be me. I don't know. I'm not Billy Joel. How are you doing, by the way? Smut with plot. Oh my gosh, your name. Good to have you in here. Welcome on in. Are you an artist as well, or are you just kind of lurking around? We were about to get into the, I feel like maybe you've been in here before. It's just been a minute. It's just because of the Realtor Navy Man. Oh. Interesting, interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't heard that theory. I mean, that's the beauty of art, right? People can do what they want with it. Hope your day's going well, by the way. I don't know. Having done a little bit of the tending of the bar facilities in my past, I've definitely seen like bits of these types of people. There's always the two dudes just super locked into like a political conversation. There's the philosophy dudes. I don't know. But yeah, could be. Apply it however you want, you know? We are wrapping up the study here. I'm just adding kind of the last touches. Man, what are you doing here? It's going well. You got a new art tablet. Nice, nice. Congrats. Doing more illustration now. Oh, that's awesome. Love to see what you're working on. I am a work safe stream, but if you got any work safe, you know, stuff to show, love to see it. You can post a link in chat, or you can post on the Discord if you're a Discord person. I think I'm wrapped up on this one. I don't want to get too detailed. We're gonna do the show and tell portion. So anybody who's been drawing along, this is your last call. I'm gonna go into the Discord and see what you guys have got. I know we've got a few from last week, Friday. My extra warm-up streams that we did last week. I know a few people posted some stuff in there that we didn't show, but here's the studies I did today. We talked a lot about anatomy. It was kind of helpful. At least I found it helpful. And kind of finished off with this collapsed wing pose here. So let's see what you guys got up to. We're going to scroll all the way up here. If anyone does want to join the Discord, it's never a need. No pressure either, because I know everybody's got Discords. But if you'd like to join in, here is my line that I put in from last time. Can you guys see this? Let me check. Yeah, okay. So real quick, just because I had to go so fast through these on Friday, because I was like worried about running late to work, I'm gonna just look over these again really fast. These are some of the pieces that were submitted during the extra credit sessions last week. We did 5 days of warm-up streams last week to celebrate 1,500 followers here, which was super, super cool. So yeah, got some great pieces from all these folks, and I felt like I had to kind of rush through them on Friday because I was worried about running late, and I was getting frazzled because I also got raided. Didn't even have time to like react to them apparently. So anyway, you guys did a great job, and I just wanted to make sure everybody got a chance to have their pieces shown. But if you want to share anything for today, as long as it's a study, please don't share anything that's not work safe or anything that isn't an actual study. You don't have to share your reference, but you can. But it's usually pretty obvious when somebody's drawing from imagination versus study. So just make sure that whatever you're sharing, it is from study, because that's the whole point of this. We're trying to encourage each other to actually draw from reference and practice things like shape and anatomy and training our observation eye. So that's the purpose of the warm-up art section. If you have general art you want to share, as long as it's like PG, like work safe, it can go down here in art share, okay? But if you're wanting to participate in this, it goes in the stream events section under warm-up art. So, but again, I just wanted to show off some of these from last week because I feel like I just did not have enough time to give you guys the airtime you deserved for drawing along with me. Okay, and so this line here was my line from stuff that I haven't shown on stream yet, so we're going to take a little more time and look at these. This first one is from Blazing Black Mage. This is something that was posted a few days ago. Really, really great study of this elephant. Let's zoom in a little bit. And I like how there's like here's the study, and then here's how I'm applying that study to my own style. This is a great example of how just because you're doing a study doesn't mean that's how you have to always draw that thing, but you can take what you've learned, like you can see how BBM has applied this stuff. Like, you know, we've got that big nose hump right there. We've got these little ear rims applied right here. It's simplified, obviously, to go into this more like animation style, but it's still all the pieces are there. Those cheekbones, those really strong cheekbones are there. So that's the purpose of the study. It's not to change your style to be realistic or anything. It's to learn and observe so that you know how to apply what you're observing to your own work. This looks fantastic, BBM. It was really, really cool to see all three of these together. You got the original study and then, of course, how it was applied. Very, very cool. Really great job on the shadows here, by the way. And the anatomy, of course, is spot on. Fantastic stuff. Really, really beautiful study here. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm not sure if you're here now or if you'll watch this later, maybe, but always good to see work from you, and thanks for drawing along with me. Love it. And then, of course, we have one from Suntroa, who was in chat earlier. If anyone is in chat while we're looking at your piece, feel free to speak up in chat and let us know. Happy to meet you and see if you stream or something. People can follow you. This looks fantastic. You said, wait, hold on. What did Suntroa say about this? Did a warm-up outside of the draw along. Planning to do some griffin pictures, but gotta practice lions. Yeah, for sure. Well, I think this is a great one. I love you're so good at your color gradations and stuff too. But I see that you also struggled with the grass getting in the way of the reference situation, but the paws from what I can see look really good. The weight distribution's good, the proportions are good. I think this is a great study. I hope you got what you needed to out of it, Suntroa. Really, really lovely. Lovely handling of the shapes. Like the main shape is excellent. Really, really nice proportions here. Well done. Well done. Thanks for drawing along. Oop, lion. Oh no! This happens every once in a while for some reason. My Discord freezes. I don't know why. Let me open a new tab. Gain some self-control. Close a few tabs. See if that helps. This never works. Let's try a new tab. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this will work. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it does that. Boop. Okay. And here we have some from today. We've got one from Amazing Fan 15, our wonderful mod here in chat, who I know streams. I was watching Amaze yesterday, doing some animation. Let me give you a little shout out here. There he is, raising his hand. Fantastic wing study here, Amaze. Well done. Well done. Really good attention to detail on some of these feathers. This one looks really, really fantastic, especially. This is a hard one to do. I was struggling with this one because you can't really see all the detail too well. And it's very strongly backlit, and there's a lot of value going on. But yeah, you did a fantastic job looking at that reference and checking it out. Oh wait, looks like we got... Oh, Raga! Raga snuck on in there. Hey Raga, how you doing? Good to see you. Really, really nice, Amaze. Hopefully it was helpful for you. It sure looks like you did a great job to me. The proportions are excellent. So, well done. Well done. Thank you for drawing along. Clearly, I'm not the only one. Look at all these reactions. I do not flatter you. No, I do not. You guys all go follow Amazing Fan 15 and tell him how much I'm not flattering him. Smurf! Oh, this is cute. You added it to a T-Rex for fun. I love it. I can already tell this is a great study. I like your little references down here. Could tell that you were also really looking closely at these different sections, trying to get that down. You picked a really tough angle. This is not an easy angle to do. This is like a lot of foreshortening going on in this image right here. It looks like this is the one you were mostly working from. I can tell you were really looking at the sections. I can see where you're starting to struggle a little bit, like you were mentioning, but you know what? You did a good job. You went to the art gym, and thank you so much for sharing it with us. This was a hard one to tackle. Maybe if you ever try to do them again, I don't know, I stuck to mostly things that are in total profile because I wanted to really study the anatomy. Maybe that'd help you out, but again, I think this is a great first attempt, and hopefully the first of many more. I think you did well, and the T-Rex is of course very cute. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, you gotta pace yourself there. It's kind of like going to the gym and just jumping straight to the dumbbells and just putting on 50 pounds or whatever on each, or not dumbbells. No, it isn't. Like the bench press, that's what I'm trying to say. See, I clearly don't go to the gym very often. Yeah, just like gotta work up to it, you know? At least I do. But hey, you know what? I like your spunk. I like your spunk. That's a good sign that you got grit and you want to keep going. So hopefully we'll see some more from you. Well done. Charzia with this lovely bird and wing study here. Well done. As always, I just love the way you handle color. This is a great color study too. But you can really see those clearly defined sections. Like, could tell you're really looking at that on your study, on your reference. And again, even though the reference isn't included, I can definitely tell that reference was used. It looks great. Hopefully it was helpful for you. I love that you got the kind of rugged edges, those really long. Can't remember if they're secondaries or if this is like actually a whole other section of the wing. I really need to learn my wing anatomy better. I need to be better at just names of things in general, honestly. But you guys shall go follow Charzia. Charzia also streams here on Twitch. And did we give Smorf a shout out? We did. Yeah, Smorf is a streamer. So far, a lot of these folks who shared work today are streamers. So feel free to go give them a follow and support some artists here on Twitch, guys. This looks fantastic. Really love the angles of those two wings. Really nice job. So many, I know, right, Bickman? Also, I don't know if I said hi already, Bickman, but hello, how are you? And Bickman, I will be mailing out your book that you ordered soon. Hopefully tomorrow. I'm gonna package it up today. But I hope you're having a good one. Oh, Beats. Oh, of course, Beats coming in with these studying the study Centroa, right? I know. Charzia blows us out of the water all the time. Beats, okay. I have some questions, Beats. First question. How do you find these references? Like, you always have the most interesting, like, I don't even understand where you're finding images like this. I've never seen an image like this in my life, and yet here's Beats. Beats, this looks fantastic. Don't just study, wing it. Gosh, PJ. It's a feather bush. I know. Like, look at that. And number 2, Beats. Like, you're just killing it, honestly. This is a really good study. Really nice lighting study. You just spend too much time looking at photos. Hey, you're finding good photos, honestly. Do you have a Pinterest? I'd love to follow your Pinterest and steal some of your references. Really nice. And you know, it is interesting. If you look at this after you've looked at like wing studies, you can make out still like the primary section, the secondaries back here, and then those coverts, of course. And so you can kind of see what part of the wing this is. And I can tell that you were really looking at those sections here too, because I see those lines there. But it looks like you were focused a lot on light with this study, which is really nice. But what an interesting reference image. Like, honestly, Beats. So funny. Oh, this is fantastic. Look at the structures here, guys. I love the way you kind of brushed out the feathers right there. That's a good technique. I really like that. Really paying attention to the layering of the feathers, which is good. Well done. Well done. I like it. I like it. This is another really interesting reference to use. Look at how splayed out these like leading primary feathers are. And then it's really interesting. These primary feathers are shorter than the secondaries. I wonder what that purpose is, because you see it right here too. I wonder why the wing is shaped that way. That's so interesting. Wow. Does someone lose a toupee? This is a fantastic study, Beats. Well done. I hope you learned something and got something out of it. This looks great though. Love seeing the work that you're coming up with, Beats. It's really been cool watching you progress through these. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. It's your drawing skills are really coming along. Again, I'm just like shocked that you just picked up drawing like recently. These both look fantastic. Well done. Well done. And thank you everybody for drawing along, for sharing your studies. I'm going to go ahead and post my studies right below Beats' here, and then anything that's below mine is what I will share on stream tomorrow. And tomorrow it looks like we are doing... What is tomorrow? Oh no, tomorrow's figure drawing, guys. Come prepared for a workout. Or at least I need to, because that is not my forte. We're going to be doing a figure study. We try to do one of these a month. Mostly because I need to make sure I'm not only drawing creatures. It's a habit of mine to just draw critters all the time. I'm just going to post this one. But thank you guys for being here. Do I have a list? I do, yeah. So there is in the Discord, for anyone who's new to the Discord. I don't know why that's up. You can go to the stream schedule. I post this once a month. It's like my loose outline of what's coming. We can take a peek. It's not always super up to date. Like I forgot to add the game stream here because I didn't know it was happening when I made this. I just didn't have time to get back and edit it. We're doing figure drawing tomorrow, and then Wednesday to honor one of my all-time favorite movies is Bambi, the original movie. So we're gonna be doing Deer on Wednesday because apparently it's the release date of Bambi on Wednesday. So I like drawing deer. We haven't drawn them in a while. So we're going to be studying those too. And then, of course, next week we'll be doing bat wings. So it'll be like another wing study, but just bats. And again, it's Smogist. So I tried to throw some things in here that would be helpful for that. And then we're going to do some elemental studies. So metallic effects and cloud studies to wrap up our month. That's the current plan. And I'm kind of thinking about ideas for what to put on next month's schedule. So if you have some ideas, feel free to toss them into the stream event chat. This is where you can share references. You can talk about whatever we're talking about on stream. I've got some ideas here to do like buildings and architecture next month. So anyway, check out anything to do with what I do on stream is going to be in this section over here on stream events. And then, of course, the monthly art showcase, that we'll talk more about that next week probably, or at the end of the week maybe. But that's coming up at the start of next month. So you can post one image per month in there. Tend to go into September a little bit. I mean, like any art challenge, I feel like, Bickman, you can kind of make whatever rules you want. They're just kind of excuses to draw stuff, you know? So sure, I think you could draw some, I mean, not that I am the arbiter of rules about Smogist, but you could absolutely draw some more dragons and things into September as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna post this one too. This one came out okay. Alright, so I just posted my 2 from today, and then anything posted under mine in the Discord under warm-up art is what we'll share on stream tomorrow. So, yeah. There we go. Yee-August? Oh my gosh, what is that? That's so funny. We talked about August last week when we were amazed at how easily pigs fit into every month. Like, you could do Hoguary, Hogvember, Hogsimber. It just works really well. So, all year. We could do August, guys. Cowboy Western, I love it. That's adorable. But thank you guys for being here. Thanks for drawing along with me. For anyone who was lurking and drawing along, even if you didn't share, thank you and good job. I just want to say if you drew today, it's not easy to show up to the art gym. It's always, most of us know we should be doing studies and we just don't make time for it. I know I don't, unless I was doing it with you guys, I wouldn't be doing it, period. So thank you guys for holding me accountable to this. Thank you for holding yourselves accountable, or just, you know, just learning something today. It's always a good idea to learn. Train your observation eye, stay curious, all that good stuff. So let's go find another artist to raid into. Thank you, Raga. Thank you for being here. Let's see, who have we not raided in a while? Usually I try to find work safe streams. At the very least, I try to make sure what they're drawing is work safe. I can't always guarantee that what the chat is talking about will be work safe, but you know, I try to keep that theme. Shoot, let's see. There's a couple people. I've rated them once this month. Let's see if I can find anyone else I haven't rated in a while. Have I rated? Oh, I have not. We haven't rated Maya in a while, apparently. And she's usually pretty chill and cozy and work safe. She's doing a very cute like chibi wolf. I don't know if this is a drawing or an emote or what she's working on. Chibis for followers. Nice. Well, here you go. If you guys want to, let's go right into Maya and see what she's up to. And enjoy some chill drawing art times. But thank you guys for being here. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. And if you want to come on back, feel free. If not, if this is the last I see of you, farewell. Weary Twitch traveler. Raga, of course, is leaving. Raga. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to the lurkers. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. And hopefully we'll see you later today. I'll actually be streaming again this afternoon. I do an afternoon stream, like a longer form, like drawing or painting streams, Mondays and Wednesdays. So I'll be doing that this afternoon. So I'll be back in like just over 4 hours. So if you want to come back and hang out, that's fine. But if not, that's also fine. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you later. Oh, that's right. I don't have a raid call. Thank you, Bickman. Let's use that one today. Hey, there you go. You can copy that raid call if you want. Switch out the emotes if you want. If you don't have a sub and you don't have the panicking Carnotaur. Thank you, Bickman. I'm so bad at remembering all the Twitch things. Always forget about raid calls. Anyway, let's go check out Maya and